30 interminable, unnecessary, mother-ripping years. God almighty. And do you think anybody will ever give it a rest? No. Just continue pounding dick. Let me phrase that differently. Continue to beat up our beloved 37th president, me. And here we go again. The whole BS affair, if you're asking me. 30 years ago this day, and yada, yada, yada. Washington Post, those Nats Woodward and Bernstein, Ben Bradley, Sam Dash, Howard Baker, Dean Ehrlichman, Butterfield. Who cares? It was June 17th, 1972 already. Haven't I suffered enough? No. All day, they'll dwell on it again in an effort to make me freak. All the usual suspects, the usual sound bites, drag them out all over again. Well, to hell with them. I don't care. Hell, I'll play them myself.
I began by telling the president that there was a cancer growing on the presidency. And if the cancer was not removed, the president himself would be killed by it.
Yeah, you know what's growing on you? A fungus. F you. Damn John Dean, man. Son of a bitch should have gotten something terminal himself. And do you think he could clam up then? Hell no.
I told him that cash that had been at the White House had been funneled back to the re-election committee for the purpose of paying the 7 individuals to remain silent.
Oh, terrific. How helpful. Why don't you just shove a shiv in me right then? And, of course, you remember these bastards.
Therefore, to reconstruct the conversations at any particular date, what would be the best way to reconstruct those conversations, Mr. Butterfield, in the President's Oval Office?
Well, in the obvious manner, Mr. Dash, to obtain the tape and play it.
And play it. Play with us, Butterfield, you big mouth. God, I should have burned those tapes. Or Butterfield, or Sam Dash, or all of them. And this buffoon, Mr. Goody Damn Two Shoes, sticking his nose in.
Republicans do not cover up. Republicans do not go ahead and threaten. Republicans do not go ahead and commit illegal acts.
God almighty. What the hell was he smoking? Lowell Waker. Have you ever heard anything more naive than that line of crap? Wake up and smell the unspecified soft money largesse. Oh, and here comes the tooth fairy, you dope. All of which eventually, sadly, disturbingly, led to the worst travesty ever visited upon this republic, in my view.
I move that the committee report to the House a resolution, together with articles of impeachment, impeaching Richard M. Nixon, President of the United States.
Fine. Well, let's face facts. Watergate did expose lies, crimes, and corruption, and establish that no president is above the law. Today, many say government is more honest, and presidents are more accountable. But if that's the case, then how are we to explain...
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Right.
Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie.
Oh, no.
Not a single time.
No.
Never.
No.
These allegations are false.
Yeah, right. And I ain't a crook. Well, the one thing we can conclude, inarguably, is that while we may never have known who the individual was in my White House, we certainly know who Deep Throat was in his. Ouch! Peering down the gullet of troubled administrations past in the old Dick Scope today, John Donald, prism supplied by Dick Nixon, who left his own stains on the Oval Office when he was the President of the United States.
This is the 37th time Neil Young, and the rest of them there, and Richard Nixon. It's 11 minutes after the hour, excuse me, here in the I'm Still Morning program. Ben Bradley, former executive editor of the Washington Post, who, along with Katharine Graham, well, she backed him up, but Ben was there. Well, we'll find out what she did. She's, a remarkable woman.
Yep.
But he was the guy who was Woodward and Bernstein's boss. Woodward and Bernstein should do another book, shouldn't they? I wonder if they are doing one.
Don't know.
Didn't you get the impression on Meet the Press that why were they going back looking at all that stuff if they weren't going to do something?
Exactly. Where were those two clowns during the 8 years of the Clinton administration?
Well, they were busy. I think Carl was in rehab.
I don't see much.
Carl was at a fat farm and in rehab, and I don't know what the rest of them were.
Jesus.
Please welcome now to the I'm Still Morning program, Sid Rosenberg. Good morning, Mr. Rosenberg.
Good morning, Iman. How are you today?
Well, I'm fine.
Great.
Sorry I didn't get you on last hour, but Jack Valenti was in, and Jack
great.
Wouldn't shut up, would he?
He was great.
But I love Jack.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Okay, so Sean Estes comes up, and all the guys out here at the ranch were all gathered around watching this. And some of them care, and some of them don't. And he throws behind Roger Clemens. Did he miss him, or what happened?
I think he missed him on purpose.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
There you go.
I think that he sat down and Bobby didn't tell me anything, Bobby Valentine, but it wouldn't surprise me if they said come as close as you can, but miss him, just so it looks like you're trying to hit him. There's no way in a million years a guy like a pitcher in the major leagues who's got pinpoint accuracy, who can take a fastball or a curveball, and put it in a certain corner of the plate at 85, 90 miles per hour is going to miss a fat heathen like Roger Clemens. There's no way.
That's it.
So there is no question in my mind that Estes tried to make everybody happy by coming close, but had no intention of hitting Roger Clemens and getting beat up on the mound as Clemens ran out there with a Louisville Slugger.
So he wussed out.
I think to a certain extent, look, he hit a home run. Mike Piazza hit a home run. Clemens wussed out worse than anybody because he left the game in the 6th inning with a fake injury because he was obviously humiliated by his pitching that day. But to a certain extent, if you made the argument that Estes wussed out, I would not totally argue.
Well, Bernard thinks that all Mets fans, or all of the players now, should dye their hair blonde.
Yeah, I'll hold a press conference today.
Yeah. Or call Neil Travis and try to clear things up.
Fans should wear Sam Champion masks out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Sam Champion Mask Day at Shea Stadium. How about that?
Maybe Estes thought he overheard Piazza saying he'd like to hit Clemens in the butt, and he misunderstood his intention there or something like that.
Well, look, the Mets won the game. They won 2 out of 3, so they do get vindication for the weekend. I think a lot of Met fans are probably happy, though, with what happened on Saturday afternoon because Estes homered, Piazza homered, and they won the game.
All beside the point, really.
It's pathetic, really. From this moment on, you are not allowed to report a Mets score on this program.
It's done.
Really?
Yes.
Not until they have Pink Met Day.
Yes. I mean, that's... Thank you, Charles. But Charles will be writing about this today.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be addressing this on tomorrow's program.
There's something else I'd like to address on the program.
Yeah.
Panty Day.
Yeah.
And that is that in the history of sports, there is no athlete, although good, more boring than Tiger Woods.
I like Tiger Woods.
Stop it. Will you stop it already, please? It's enough already.
Well, what did he do?
Well, he's just, the tournament is boring. He's boring. Phil Mickelson is boring. I don't care about Sergio Garcia.
You know why Phil Mickelson can't beat him?
Why?
Because if you'll notice, Mickelson has little perky breasts that jiggle.
He's got man boobs.
Mm-hmm.
And Tiger has pecs.
That's true. Tiger's in much better shape.
Yeah. So Mickelson is never going to beat him until he goes over, calls Monty or somebody, and goes to the gym.
Yeah.
It's not going to... I mean, you can't... And you can't be wearing one of those little knit shirts that shows you little jiggly, little perky boobs.
You got sweater meat.
Like you got sweater meat.
What is that?
I mean, what a fat pig. He's not going to beat anybody. He's going to keep coming in second and third until the rest of his career. He's not going to ever win anything.
And he's got one of the hottest wives on the whole course. Amy Mickelson is an absolute knockout.
Well, I'm sure that's fine, Sid.
She's spectacular.
Fine.
She's gorgeous.
I'm sure she is.
Except her boobs aren't as big as his.
Yeah, I mean, so...
But she's real pretty. But I'm bored by Tiger. I'm bored by the whole thing. I want him to lose.
Well, then you're
I'm looking for
you're a nitwit.
maybe Michael Irvin can join the PGA or something. You know what I'm saying? Get somebody in there who's exciting.
Well, you're not going to get... They're golfers. I mean, come on. You're not going to get anything out of it. He's a nice kid. Leave him alone. I'm glad he won.
How much would you love to see Tiger caught up in a Texas hotel with a bunch of hookers and a couple of vials of crack? All kidding aside, how great would that be for the sport?
I have to be honest. As much as I like to see that in people and that kind of stuff, I would not like to see that with him.
Why?
I don't know why. I can't explain. I don't know him. I never met him. It's not a politically correct thing. I don't even, obviously, on this program. I don't know. I just like the kid.
And what about these people who show up and wear white hats
they're
and
idiots.
scream?
Those people should be arrested.
No!
You know, and the course is a stupid, ugly course, and the fans are a bunch of nitwits, ought to be arrested out there doing the wave at a golf. What a disgraceful, disgusting display, and a toxic waste dump.
Thank you.
God, what a nightmare.
You know, it's funny.
I'm glad Tiger won. Now, get out, Sid.
That's it?
Now you've got me all upset. But
Why?
remember,
what's that?
No Mets, nothing. You are not to mention the Mets at all after that.
That's it.
That was disgraceful and disgusting.
So I can't talk about Mo Vaughn's 3-1 home run last night?
No. Mo Vaughn. Mo, good name for him. Name for the whole team.
In the morning.
If you're going to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you have to count on your infrastructure being up and running.
We proceeded to have an enlightening conversation with the great Ben Bradley.
Fascinating.
And MSNBC, those dopes are going to cover the entire panoply of what happened in Watergate, and it'll serve as an education. It's a good idea. All day on MSNBC, they'll have interviews with the people who were involved in it, and they'll all this old footage they have. Probably Brokaw's interview, which was a terrific interview with Richard Nixon back in 1988, I believe it was. And some of the reporting that John Chancellor did. So that's all day on MSNBC. It is now 11 minutes till the hour here on the Imus Morning program. Sid was on a little earlier with sports, and he will be precluded now from and prevented from ever mentioning the Mets again on this program until something's done to rectify what is a disgraceful situation, in my view. That they didn't put a 85 or 90 mile an hour fastball right between that fat moron's eyes instead of throwing behind him, right, Sid?
I don't disagree. I don't. I think that Met fans will come out today and say they got the vindication. Estes hit a home run. Piazza hit a home run. They crushed Clemens.
That's enough. No more Mets stuff.
No more
Mets mentioned. Next time you mention the Mets, even try to sneak one in, like that cheap, sleazy Mo Vaughn mentioned. Appropriately named, by the way, Mo Vaughn. Then you'll be suspended. So you can report. You know what you can report?
What's that?
You can report golf. You can report tennis.
I'm tired of golf.
You can report World Cup soccer.
We won. We beat the Mexicans today, 2-0.
All right.
All right. How about that?
Yeah.
And they got dirty late in the game. They picked up 5 cards, which are like penalties, and one guy almost got thrown out of the game. So they resorted to get dirty, the Mexicans, but we still beat them. Mm-hmm. And now we got the Germans coming up next.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know how bad I want us to beat the Germans.
I would imagine about the same. That's probably about the same way I feel about it.
No, not the same. No.
Very similar.
How's that?
Well, it just is. I'm a Jew by inspiration.
Oh, okay.
So, 10 minutes till they are.
1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. Imus in the morning.
I don't think it's too much to ask. I wanted an 100. I'm Lori McNichol for the Toyota Fan Highway Patrol.
Coming up on the Imus in the Morning program, I have some distressing news to report.
What's the matter?
Luther Short Pants Watts, who I like, by the way, actually tried to call me.
Oh, my God.
No, he didn't.
Who?
Man.
He had the nerve to pick up the phone and try to reach the I-Man?
How many times do I have to cue you, Lou?
Imus in the morning.
They say $1 isn't what it used to be. They may be right. Since 19...
This is the Imus in the Morning radio program on WFAN New York and Infinity Broadcasting Station. It is 8 o'clock, time for Imus in the Morning news. First of all, some of the local developments. Cardinal Edward Egan says these are terrible times. That's his quote. Terrible times for the Catholic Church, as he returned to the pulpit yesterday apologizing to worshipers for the clergy's handling of the worst scandal in U.S. church history. Speaking at St. Charles Parish on Staten Island, Cardinal Egan said that church leaders are outraged and scandalized, but that they all need to move on now beyond the crisis. It was the first speech since the church adopted national guidelines at the big meeting in Dallas. The rules required church officials to report any allegation of a minor being accused by clergy. Many bishops returning from the conference say their dioceses already had adopted sexual abuse guidelines similar to the national mandate. Workers at 3 Queens private bus companies say they plan to go on a prolonged strike, making the morning commute a nightmare for about 100,000 people, actually 116,000 or so affected. The strike targets Queens Surface, Triborough Coach, and Jamaica buses. Drivers claim they have gone 30 months, no salary hike or increase in health benefits. Bus rider Steve Neufeld believes the drivers have a right to walk out, even if it does make it more difficult on him.
I think that people are entitled to good coverage and entitled to at least as much as the city bus drivers. And if that's the case, then they should stay on until they get it.
The city has authorized the use of some 100 vans and livery cabs to operate along the bus routes. A heavily armed black man shot 3 people and tried to set dozens of patrons on fire in a Manhattan bar before finally being jumped by 2 women who tackled him from behind.
Not exactly a bar, Charles.
A wine bar, I know.
A wine bar on the Upper East Side. What did he say when he went in there and got jumped ugly with him?
He said, and this was his quote, "White people are going to burn tonight."
It's not funny, but it is. It's a scream.
34-year-old Stephen Johnson, I-man of Brooklyn.
We're going to have us a barbecue tonight.
What was he angry about?
Well, he has an arrest record dating to 1985.
Don't we all?
That includes weapons violations, larceny, and drug possession. And his wife passed away in March, and they believe that maybe that is what set him off. He was despondent over that.
She had AIDS.
She had AIDS, and he also is an AIDS sufferer, and perhaps just, seeking retribution against society in general.
Right.
Don't know. But
they decided to do it against a bunch of white people at the Upper East Side.
I'm going to have me a white burger with cheese.
I believe
at a wine bar.
Well, he went in with kerosene and had doused a bunch of people with kerosene and was getting ready to light, one of those, like a barbecue lighter, butane barbecue lighter.
Sure.
And that's when the two women got him from behind and a policeman fired a shot that grazed his head. Did little damage, but it was enough to subdue him.
Doesn't sound like it's that amusing, does it? You get to thinking about it.
No, it was wild.
Not funny at all.
Another guy got shot twice. He allegedly shot a fellow twice, so.
Well, that's not good.
Imus in the morning news time is 3 minutes past the hour.
Back in Brooklyn, in my old neighborhood of Canarsie, everybody had
a homina deal. Because he didn't have an answer,
Time for me to say mass.
Because there's somebody else who was on the program later, another priest pointed out, that includes 2/3 of them. But the guy, I forget the other guy's name, some guy had written some book about the changing face of the priest or something. He said, well, they all ought to at least offer their resignation, at least make that gesture. But if you've got 2/3 of these bishops, and some of them were just outlandish, like that clown in Boston on the other end, and the guy in Egan in New York, Law in Boston, who were transferring. Well, I mean, it was almost criminal behavior. Transferring these pedophile priests and to other parishes where they would, in the same capacity, where they could still come in contact with kids. So, I mean, it's just outrageous behavior. Well, nothing apparently is going to happen to them, right, Charles?
Not as currently constituted, no.
No? I think they need to address that. It's 14 after the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. Now, I've got some unfortunate news to report.
What?
Well, first, the good news. I listened to Luther Short Pants. I listened briefly because I was out on a ride with the kids.
Yeah.
Or parents, one of them. And we all were. And I missed the Sunday morning sampler with Luther Short Pants Watts on Radio Free Santa Fe. I heard just a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But Chicken Jack, of course, he was riding around in a truck with a couple of the mothers of the kids. Whatever. Because so he heard the whole thing because he never gets out of the truck.
Yeah.
Apparently Luther, I heard enough of it to tell you that Luther is terrific.
Oh, he is?
Oh, he's terrific.
No kidding.
The show's terrific, and he's terrific.
Well,
he's very good. A very nice radio manner, nice voice, nice rap. Might say cool a little too much, but that's fine. He's probably young, so
that's cool.
That's cool. And he's good. He's very good.
All right.
I don't go be offering Luther no job trying to get him to go to Denver. Somewhere we want to keep him here in Santa Fe. But don't take the job either, Luther, because unless you can be me or Rush or Stern, there's no point going anyplace. You wind up being Scott Shannon. You don't want to be that, believe me. So Luther said that I had received a telephone message from Luther here at the ranch.
What?
I said I had received a telephone message from Luther Short Pants Watts here at the ranch. Did I show you? Did I show you that message, Fred?
No, you didn't.
What, is something on fire or something? I mean, why would he call you?
I don't have any idea, but
maybe he was knee-deep in that tequila again. They just didn't know what he was doing. He's out of his mind.
Very good point, Bernard.
No, he wouldn't do that.
But then he expressed dismay that I had not. Was wondering on the Sunday morning sampler how he was going to break through the Imus wall.
What do you mean?
What? Well, why in other words, why I hadn't called him back.
Oh, for God's sake.
Well, I'll tell you why that is.
Holy cow.
Because he's probably listened to you and know how you've jumped off that Delbert McClinton bandwagon.
I haven't jumped off any.
He doesn't want to be next, He doesn't want you to talk about him for a while. And then I haven't heard you mention Delbert in years.
I played a Delbert McClinton song on Friday. What are you talking about?
But harassing the Iron Man is not the way to go.
No, I mean...
yeah, but you used to play one almost every morning. You used to play one. You used to play that Here Comes the Weekend every Friday.
I just played it.
Played it Friday.
I played it Friday.
But you hadn't played it previous till I mentioned it the other day that you had jumped off his bandwagon.
We live in the now, Fred. We live in the what's most important now. And who's the most important person? The one you're with.
So
now you're on
getting to a little
a guy from the Doors, you know? What's his name?
No, actually Tolstoy. But whatever. Anyway, well, I mean, I don't. I mean, I keep getting these annoying faxes from Mike Wallace from 60 Minutes every time his book goes up another notch on the New York Times bestseller list. I don't respond to those. Well, that's harassment. I mean, if I'm not going to respond to Mike Wallace, I'm not going to respond to. This doesn't mean I don't like Luther. I like Luther a lot. I'm a big Luther Short Pants Watts fan.
Yeah, but come on.
But don't call me. Don't make any contact. Well, why would I? Well, I mean, I'm not going to. Oh God!
Start thinking about whether or not you want to be laid out in your short pants or not.
Yeah, that's
keep calling.
Yeah, I mean, what is wrong with him?
They don't ever get it.
Nope. Plus, he didn't play any of my requests. He didn't play Kid Rock, did he?
Oh, great.
No, he didn't play Midnight Train to Memphis. So, that.
Well, it just adds to the outrage.
That's not good.
Great.
What else did I want to hear? I wanted to hear that and something.
Something by Delbert, probably, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, I wanted to hear something by Delbert.
I have heard him actually play Delbert McClinton before.
Right, well.
Well.
They're pretty much loyal to him.
That's preposterous. Butt the F out, Luther.
No kidding. Yes, just butt out, Luther. we love you. We're going to listen to you. But
don't try to talk to the I-Man like we all know out here. Don't be leaving messages or trying to engage in some kind of a conversation because he's not interested.
It's Child Life Specialist time today, Fred.
What does that mean?
That means it's their time to get it today. As soon as the second I get off the air, can round them up.
What did they do?
Left every door in the house open last night, including the front door.
You mean open is to say that not unlocked, but open?
Yes.
Oh.
Open to the night critters.
Yeah, that's what he means.
That makes that air conditioner work real good. Leave all the doors open.
I think Dave would probably explain that to them. And I asked David Juris, I said, what exactly does Samantha do? What is her job? He says, because he works for her, He says, I don't know. He said, what do you want her to do? I said, I'll think of something. I have another hour and a half. I'll come up with something what we want her to do.
Shut the door.
So it's not going to be a good day for anybody here. Is it, Fred?
I'm going to lock my door. Go back to bed.
You bet.
Oh, man. I'm sure you'll mellow out before you get off.
Anyway, Luther had some very nice things to say about the I-Man and about the kids and about Chicken Jack and the ranch. And he's terrific, Charles, I'm telling you.
Is he only on this one day a week?
No, he's on all the time, isn't he? He's on 7 days a week. Well, it's a local radio station deal. It's Radio Free Santa Fe. And, of course, we're on 1310 Eyewitness News Talk in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Which is what, 6 to 10 every morning, which you should be listening to. But Sunday morning, of course, you can listen to Luther. That's a good, he's terrific. I thought he was terrific. I just heard him for a few minutes. You can tell immediately if a guy's any good or not. Mm-hmm. So he says he's a very eclectic choice of music. And he has a good rap, and he knows what's going on, and a little too enthusiastic about going to concerts with people who I've never heard of, nor has anyone else. But
he's no Funkmaster Flex.
Probably not. No. So
pretty soon he'll be calling me trying to get a message to the I-Man. That's usually the next step. Jesus, I can't tell you how many books people send me.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to read them.
We're confident of that.
Shocked.
Hold me up.
Yeah. This is 21 after the hour here in the IMS Morning Program. The Autobody Express is sponsored by Nikon. And by the way, coming soon here, more Fat Loser and Lion Weasel baseball caps.
Beautiful.
I have a Fat Loser. I ought to wear it. Probably I'm not fat, but Lion Weasel, I probably should wear that one. Maybe I'll give one to Fred or something. But these are they're made out of that heavy. They're not like cheap gas station giveaway hats, but they're not ready quite yet. But they're making them. They're the legacy hat people. But you can order now here. The Autobody Express opens in about 8 minutes at 1-800-272-1957. The reason I'm mentioning it is because you can buy Fred Imus Southwest Salsa, which is the most popular salsa on the East Coast, and pretty popular around the country. Turquoise Buffalo tortilla chips and Imus Brothers coffee. 100% of the profits go to the Imus Ranch for Kids with Cancer and Sid siblings. So you need to call them at 1-800-272-1957. Get some good stuff to glom onto and help us out here at the ranch. 22
After the hour. Who'd you pick in that race on?
Well, I picked Jeff Gordon, who ran 5th.
Right. Wouldn't you agree, Sid, that Mickelson ought to be paying on the LPGA?
Oh, yeah, either that or the Playboy Channel. One of the two.
He's got to get in better shape if you're going to beat Tiger Woods. I mean, coming in second is just not going to get it done.
Well, that's what he does every time, though.
Am I distracting you? Or is Bo in there? Who told Bo he could come in? Nobody told Bo. See, Bo comes in and distracts the program. Now he's suspended. I'm annoyed with him anyway. So he's suspended. And Sid, you're very close to getting suspended.
Well, Bo actually was the...
I've been trying to get suspended for 10 years.
Well, now you're suspended. 26 after the hour. Yeah, Scum Report. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning, I-Man. I think
How
I
are
have...
you?
Very good. I think I have the best Scum story of the year.
Were you up? Were you in that Upper East Side wine bar when?
It was Lower East Side in the Village.
Oh, it was.
And no, I was not there, fortunately.
That's not bad, though. I don't mind Lower East Side wine bar either. Do you, Charles?
Absolutely not.
Maybe it's better. Anyway, what's your scum deal?
All right. When a man's got to go, he's got to go. Democratic Representative Sanford Bishop of Georgia says he had no choice but to ask a flight attendant for a plastic cup and some privacy during a flight from Reagan National Airport last week. Unable to wait any longer, he had to wait 30 minutes for the seatbelt light to go off. Then old Sanford got up to do his duty, but there was a long line at the bathroom. Apparently, he took this plastic cup and relieved himself in a closed area between the cockpit and first class. He peed in the cup. Representative from Georgia. I don't know, coffee, tea, or pee.
Well, I don't have a big problem with that, Christy.
No. Oh, come on.
Calm down.
No, believe me, people can have certain conditions that require them to go when they have to go.
At least he didn't ask for toilet paper.
Yeah.
Can I get some lemonade, please?
Remember the guy pinched off a loaf on the on the dinner cart?
Yes, I do.
TWA or whatever that was.
In first class.
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
These people animals, for God's sake. It's like Sid relieving himself on the streets of New York.
that will be fine. That's Sid. Leave Sid alone.
And Matt Drudge, we love to read his gossip online, but now he's the subject of the same nasty rumor that haunts Richard Gere and Tom Cruise. Is he or isn't he? Michelangelo Signorile wrote in the New York Press, quoting here, cyber gossip Matt Drudge may say that he is not gay, but one thing is clear. No matter his sexual orientation, he's a nasty faggot. End quote.
Wow.
Isn't that nice?
I don't think we need that kind of ugliness, do you, Christy?
Yeah, sure we do. Why not?
Okay.
Drudge responded by taking New York Press and several columns off of his site, and the New York Press's editor now sucking up trying to get Drudge to put him back on the Fudge Report, as Bernie so.
the Fudge Report?
The Fudge Report.
Christy Musumeci here with the Scum Report. Bo Deedles and feuding with somebody else now. This time it's Bill Fugazi. We'll get to the bottom of that coming up here in a second.
Hello, darling.
Imus in the morning.
Do you have thinning hair? I bet you hate it, don't you?
What's wrong with you?
I never said that to you.
Sid Rosenberg is here. And Bo, what's your take on what happened at Shea Stadium with Roger Clemens?
That fathead should have got hit with a ball. The guy had no balls. He should have hit him. If you're telling me he missed him, he's a professional pitcher. My man Piazza there, who I hang out with once in a while, who I am not hanging out with too much anymore, should have went there, punched him in the face before the beginning of the game and say, here, that was for the last time. Whatever happened to I mean, this guy threw that. I was there that day. He took that broken bat, threw it at him. Where is the ball? He hit him in the head, could have knocked his eyeball out. Punch him in the face and say, now we're even. No, Sid?
Bo was making sense on MSNBC.
I mean,
FAN,
take it like it is. Even Cuddles is saying, yeah, look at Cuddles. Yeah.
Bo making sense on Team 1270, your sports Detroit attitude. Yeah, and about 100 other stations around the country.
You know, if somebody disses you, right, Sid? If somebody disses you, man, you got to get them back.
Oh, you punch him right in the face. I totally
that's
agree.
all, and then that's it. And they say, oops,
That's
all right,
it.
now we're even.
Right.
Now we're even.
Exactly.
That's not getting hit with a ball at 100 miles an hour. You could kill a guy.
Could have killed him. Yeah.
Could have killed a guy. Let's be real.
Named him.
And they did not step up.
Put a little, or they should have a goon in the box. A
All
goon
the
in the
fans
box.
should go out there with Sam Champion masks on, according to Bernard. By the way.
The rest of the season.
And
There's
Charles
no
says
truth
it will
to
be.
that.
Charles says they should have pink mitt and pink bat day.
Nah,
So.
if Piazza swallows a load, man, I do. Get out of here. He's not gay.
No,
He's
nobody
not
said
gay.
he was.
Nobody said he was.
Nobody said he was gay. Nobody even. Nobody
Oh,
said
come
that
on.
at all.
I mean, that's your interpretation.
No, he didn't stick up for himself. The Mets
Yeah,
did
well.
not stick up for
No,
themselves.
you're
That has
right.
nothing to do with being gay.
They should have a
though.
goon in the box in the Mets dugout there, where the guy just comes out.
I wonder where we could find one,
Why a goon? Why not take care of it yourself?
I mean, like, you know, like a Jimmy the Wiggs. I don't want to call Jimmy a goon, but a guy like Jimmy the Wiggs, you bring him out of the bullpen, he can't throw a ball, but what he does is he just goes over, punches the guy, let him get thrown out of the game. I mean, that would be the way to do it, no?
Well, at the very
Like
least,
they do in hockey.
Yeah.
Have enforcers on a team.
Yeah, exactly. At least with this case. In this case.
we'll have the pitcher hit him. That's all. That's all.
12 minutes till the hour here
Baseball
in the Imus
dictates.
Morning program. Sid Rosenberg is. Are you in, Sid?
I'm right here. I'm in.
So you concur with Bo's assessment of
I
the whole.
1,000% concur. 1,000%. But like I said this morning, you know, I think a lot of the Met fans are probably going to be happy because Estes hit a home run, Piazza hit a home run, and Clemens was humiliated and came out of the game.
It still makes no
Obfuscation.
difference.
No, well, I mean, that's just,
Comicization.
Clouding the issue. That's
All that
irrelevant.
loadization.
I'm with you. I agree with
on.
I agree with you.
Now it's all finished?
Well, I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I mean, they're saying it's finished
Well, I'm
now.
not saying they are. I mean, I don't know.
Bo's appearance sponsored by the people from NetJet.
not
Richard
finished yet.
Santulli, Warren Buffett. Aren't they proud to
You
say?
gotta look at the citation.
You can call
pen.
NetJet at
Fastest jet in the world.
1-877 NetJets. Get your own plane fly around.
Yeah, and you get the depreciation on the jet because you own it.
12 minutes till the hour now. Thank you, Bo, and we'll see you next month.
Say goodbye to Cuddles.
Goodbye, Cuddles.
Okay,
That's
Cuddles.
nice to see Cuddles.
Say goodbye to Bill Fugazi, too.
Yeah. 11 seconds. Goodbye, Bill. Goodbye, Cuddles. 11 minutes till the hour.
How do we repair this boat?
Don't want nobody's kiss if it's not from Imus in the morning.
Hi there, I'm coming to you from Toyota of Westport on Route 1 in Westport, Connecticut, and Michael Crabtree, they told me, is not here. Seems he blew me off. So what are you and I going to do? How's this?
Headquarters, Radio Shack. I'm Lori McNichol for the Toyota Fan Highway Patrol.
6 till the hour here on the I'm Mr. Morning program. Time for a couple of minutes of sports with Sid Rosenberg. Good morning, Sid.
Morning, man. I don't know if I'm in a minority here. Maybe I'm all by myself, but I have come out this morning with a statement that may upset a lot of people, and that is that Tiger Woods is bad for golf. Absolutely bad for the sport. I'm dead serious. He's horrible for the sport.
No
You are
competition.
such a moron. It's just unbelievable.
Horrible for the sport. You know what it is?
Idiotic.
When we're watching him play golf, you know what it's like? It's like going to the movies and knowing the ending every time. You
wanna
stop
know
going to the
something?
movies.
There's no way that I would have watched 1 second of that U.S. Open where it had it not been for Tiger Woods.
Good.
But didn't you know from the
As
very
a matter
beginning?
of fact, you know what I did?
No.
I had we were leaving the barn with the kids on horses, and and I said I got to stop by the house. They said what for? I said I got to check something. I went in to check how he was doing, and he was 4 under at going into 11.
Ah, yeah.
And I came back out and told all the kids Tiger's 4 under. Through 10,
Yeah.
and they looked at me like I was insane.
So let me get this straight now.
Yeah.
They had about 24 hours of golf coverage this weekend, and you left the barn, as you say,
Yeah.
for a minute to go check the score and came back. But yet you're excited about the play at Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I like Tiger Woods.
He's bad for the sport.
You're an idiot.
Like Lakers and Nets, there's no competition.
Right. Even when the
Nobody
Nets
wants
cut
to
it
watch.
close. Did you ever feel, man, like even when Mickelson cut it close that he was ever going to win that thing?
No, because he has little titties on him. No, he's not going to win anything until he firms up them titties.
He shapes up.
Yeah, he's got to get himself in shape.
Do the right thing, golf, the powers that be, and kick Tiger Woods out of golf. It's the only way. It's the only way.
You are such a meathead. Honest to God, it's unbelievable.
Woods must go.
Dope you are.
And I bring you Imus in the morning.
Hi there, can I help you?
What
Of course you did.
whack job. Right here now on the I'm Mr. Morning program, my favorite blues singer, Blind Mississippi white boy, Pig Feast Dupree. Good morning, Blind.
Morning, boy. I got me a case of the Martha Stewart blues.
Well, it sure was a heartbreaker when I heard the news on MSNBC. America's favorite homemaker may be making a home for herself in the penitentiary. Took a break from fabric braiding to do a little insider trading. Looked like she done cooked her own damn goose. And instead of decoupage demonstration or mixing a refreshing summertime libation, she be facing incarceration. No more embroidering, it's worse than bathtub ring, and that's not a good thing. I got them Martha Stewart blues. She had a couple of thousand shares, and she dumped them for she lost her Kmart shirt. But claimed she was unawares that the very next day M. Clone was gonna get hurt. Now her reputation's tainted by the way that she been painted. Well, soon she be painting her drab cell block walls of bright chartreuse. And the domestic diva's horror-stricken that she's taken such a licking. She should stick to stock that's made from chicken. I got them Martha Stewart blues. They say you gotta break some eggs if you wanna bake a cake. But this a media powder keg, and Martha ain't getting no break. Now that egg is on her face from cooking up her alibi when what she should have whipped up in the first place was some big old humble pie. If you're gonna take a leap in the dark, it would sure help if you light a lavender sachet candle first. You should keep to the super and not the stock market, and making quick and easy pâtés out of cornichons and liverwurst. Cause when you divest in what you invest in, you gonna wind up the best dressed in the calaboose. So concentrate on your cross-stitching, cause you just another yuppie witching. You better stop your bitching, cause if you can't take the heat, you should stay in the kitchen. You've been selling hype, but now your melon's overripe. Join the felons and the gutter snipes. You gonna look like hell in prison stripes and them women's detention set of shoes.
It was always so easy to find an unhappy woman till I started looking for mine. Imus in the morning.
Now showing on the Star Super Pack, the chuckle, the involuntary gasp, the snivel.
$1 million with their rights fees and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, this is our democracy in action here, sure.
Okay, well, it's 1 out of 2 for Loopy's not bad.
No, wait, any WNBA results you want to give us, Mike?
Shut up, you leave my Loopy alone.
Didn't want him to hit him.
And the only time I got emotional yesterday is when I saw the governor and Bernadette in Tiger's gallery marching behind him, like, part of Arnie's army in the old days.
Hey,
They were actually probably thinking it was Arnold Palmer, actually.
Hey, Bernard, or wishing. Hey, Bernard, what did Benigno say about the Mets thing?
He pretty much has Mike Lupica's take, the same thing, that the Mets fans should be happy at the resolution of the game, which is all irrelevant and beside the point, but that was his take as well.
So, Bernie, you wanted a smackdown.
No, I wanted, as baseball dictates, he deserved to get beaned after what he did 2 years ago. It's his first time at bat in 2 years, whether it was 2 weeks ago or 2 years ago. That's what the game calls for.
Retribution,
and
baby.
They did not step up and do that. He got away with totally humiliating the Mets 2 years ago, embarrassing them with some vicious behavior, and he got a pass.
Chuck, you know what? That is the majority opinion. Chuck, you still wearing that camouflage stuff on the weekends?
As a matter of fact, yes. Got a problem with it?
No, I'm talking my way into your piece. I know that, too. I've been on the show for 20 years, Chuck. I know the drill by now.
Will you be going to...
Give me 20, soldier.
You'll be going to Shea on Pandy Day, too, Mike?
Shut up and leave Lupica alone, Bernard, you jerk. Thanks, Loopy.
Goodbye.
Mike Lupica, the well-respected, I may point out, nationally syndicated sports columnist, could be the number one. He is the number one sports columnist in America.
That is true. That makes it all the more disappointing.
Well, I think I don't know. I think Lupica, if I were on the phone with him at night, he'd say he wanted him right between the eyes at 90 miles an hour.
So you think he's a phony on top of everything?
No, I didn't say he was a phony. I didn't say that about my friend Mike Lupica. I just said I think he's got a...
Change his opinion on the phone.
Yes, I think maybe he'd be drunk. He'd be drunk. Well, no, he doesn't drink, so... I don't know if he ever drank, but I think he drank. I think I was drunk with him one time, but I don't think he had the kind of problem I had. But whatever. Anyway, he probably would. What do you think, Sid?
I think he's a wuss. I think he buys his underwear at Victoria's Secret. That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And I like Lupica. I think he's a very good writer, but...
He's a great writer. He's a good writer. He's a great writer.
But he's a wuss. He's an absolute wuss.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but... Well, I don't actually hate to say it. Let me say it again. He's a wuss.
How about Benigno?
Well, I'm disappointed in Benigno also. I'm disappointed in any Met fan that's going to tell me that because they won the ball game that it's all over with. And the reason why they talked about hitting Clemens again in the 6th inning was because it was Joe Buck on the air who said that the Mets, doing the broadcast, by the way, he said with McCarver, he said that the Mets would have to actually think about hitting him his second at-bat because they weren't successful out of his first at-bat. And is someone going to tell me that Joe Buck is not a respectable announcer?
He said they have to hit him.
They got to hit him his second at-bat because he missed him the first at-bat. Joe Buck is the voice of baseball around the country. He's not just some thug or, like...
No, I agree.
Me?
No. Time for Piazza and the boys to go hold another press conference later today.
I mean, next time they play in Minnesota, they should all go to that mall. Get their hair dyed.
Take Mike with him, Lupica.
Lupica really was disappointing. That's horrible.
Yeah, leave Lupica alone.
It's horrible.
He's fine. I wanted to know what the baseball establishment thought, and that would be Mike Lupica, I would think.
Joe Buck is the baseball establishment.
Well, so's Lupica.
Joe Morgan.
But Lupica writes about every sport.
That's right,
Bobby
the
Valentine.
baseball establishment.
Right.
Very good point.
Thank you.
Well, that's a good point. No, that's okay.
Suspend him.
Good one for Sid.
Suspend him.
You're right, Mikey.
Step it up.
And, how come you weren't screaming about Jack Nicholson? What's his name? Jack Nicklaus. Getting him out of golf when he won 18 tournaments.
Well, I hate to do this to you, man.
And the same year Grand Slam.
Did that get a little predictable, maybe?
It's a simple mathematical thing. When Jack Nicklaus was winning Grand Slams, I wasn't born. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Always right with the world, too.
Yeah, well, why weren't you trying to get Ben Hogan out of the game?
You should have said that on your show 40 years ago, see?
Yeah.
Another thing, I hate Nicholas. Bad for the game.
The whole game is a terrible game anyway.
It's stupid. They play it They play it on toxic waste dumps, and Rabbi Gelman, who was a phony about all that, and he had to go in the supply shed out there at the golf course and see how they keep those greens green and all that stuff. I mean, who's he kidding?
Come on.
I'm going to get in a big argument with him. He's a phony about that because he doesn't know what he's talking about. They have sparrows eat the bugs. Eat this.
Wait a minute. They're talking about a rabbi.
Oh, yeah, you got to take it easy on him, man. He's a man of God.
I understand that, but he's a dope, too. So I love the guy.
Well, how come you're not saying that about the priest?
Well, he's a dope, too.
Why are you only picking on the rabbi?
Well, because he was the one who called me stupid for suggesting that the golf course is a toxic waste dump, which it is.
Leave the priest out of it.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to...
What did the priest do?
Well,
The priest didn't do anything. He didn't know what's going on. Father Tom, have you ever talked to him?
Who, Father Tom?
He's clueless. He's a lovely guy, but there's nothing going on there.
Well,
Father Tom is interested in helping people, actually. Father Tom, every priest should be like Father Tom, by the way. The guy's a saint.
He is a great guy.
The rabbi's a good guy, too. You can just be meaner to the rabbi than you can the priest.
I think the problem with the whole golf tournament was that Bernadette Castro didn't get enough airtime.
Well?
Oh, she's great. Yeah. I wanted to hear one of her songs again, like the one she sang on this show.
Well?
Oh, Jimmy, come on.
You're going to have all the high rollers out there at Governor Pataki's tent, Don. I'm talking about the top CEOs on Long Island.
Bernadette Castro.
So bad.
Let me tell you this. Do you know, Sid, that, and Charles will back me up on this, she actually believes in flying saucers and extraterrestrials.
Yes. Has she actually, I never did understand, has she been visited? Was she visited by...
Or taken aboard one of them.
Or something like that? Mm-hmm. One of those people was abducted briefly and...
Very possible.
God.
Likely.
Flew to, has been personally to Venus or something.
Would you be surprised?
No. No, not at all.
Been to Venus, yeah.
Let me tell you about this trip to Venus I just had, Don.
Yeah.
17. Till the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program.
It's a beautiful place. We're going to put a park there.
Let's get back to this trip to Neptune I just came back from.
Here comes Roger Clemens.
And there is nobody sitting in their seat.
Drives in. Right-handed batter. Slightly closed stance. First pitch. Hit him. And he has been warned. Apparently it did not hit him, but boy, it came perilously close, and everybody...
Something's wrong when you think you're the Messiah. Something's wrong. You must take a plane for Venus. Something's wrong when your girlfriend's got a penis. Something's wrong. Alice in the morning.
For good for home and business owners where gas from Keyspan Energy Delivery is available in New York State.
Imus in the morning, 2020 sports. And what is that? Did somebody fart in here? Oh, no, I see. Right there. It's just Sid. My underwear is crusted to my groin, Rosenberg.
All right, that's great. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Sidney.
Yeah, hi. Interleague baseball, lots going on. Charles' St. Louis Cardinals come off the sweep. They've won 3 in a row, and don't look now, but they're tied for first place in the Central Division.
Yep.
Yeah. And they were all banged up all year, Charles, and they've still been able to.
I know, but it's not good.
Not good?
No, because they can't keep their core together. They can't stay healthy.
Well, right now they're tied with Cincinnati at 38 and 29 atop the Central Division.
Yep.
Out west, by the way, Arizona maintains a 1-game lead on the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks destroyed the Tigers yesterday, 11-2, and it was the Dodgers keeping pace 1 game back with a 5-4 victory over the Anaheim Angels. Auto racing yesterday.
All right.
Are you okay?
Nobody cares about that. Let's move on. Golf, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods wins the U.S. Open.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
What's the matter?
Matt Kenseth wins for the 3rd time this year. He's the first driver to win 3 races in this NASCAR season.
All right.
Great for you, Matt.
You know, by the way, that brings me to this.
What?
That Putz Rudy Martzke, who writes for the USA Today.
Yep.
That'll be fine.
His best storyline. Every Monday he comes out with his best comments, his strongest comments, his best storyline. Best storyline, Rudy Martzke Sports Weekend. Quote, Fox's Darrell Waltrip said a late 3-second pit stop enabled Matt Kenseth to win Sunday's NASCAR Sirius Satellite 400. How about that? Darrell Waltrip. Heard right here each and every Friday on the Imus in the Morning program. A can't miss. Also, by the way, strongest comment of the week for Rudy Martzke, Mike Lupica said on ESPN Sports Reporters, quote, one of the things that'll take the pressure off Shaq's toe is hitting the salad bar once in a while.
That's good.
Okay.
The moose.
Good morning, Mr. Marshall. May I help you?
Hello.
Hello. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
All right. I'm trying to check the status on the order we have with your company.
Yeah.
MO number.
Okay. No, ma'am. What make of your car?
Excuse me?
What make of car do you have?
I'm not calling about a car. I'm calling from New York City Housing Authority
Right.
in reference to an order that your company has with us.
Oh, an order for the bus?
No, it's not a bus. It's for gloves.
Oh, for
Is
gloves.
this Plasco?
Pardon me?
Is this Plasco?
What kind of gloves you need, baby?
I'll give you the MO number. And
Okay.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's MO 526
Mm-hmm.
4017.
Yeah. Those gloves are out of stock.
Okay, but this order was ordered since 4:30:02.
Look, lady, don't be starting an argument with me. I said the gloves are out of stock.
I'm not starting an argument with you.
It sounded to me like you started an argument with me. I'm having a bad day.
Well, then take it out with somebody else.
Well, I can't be. My wife's in jail. My kids ran off with a car. I don't feel well. You calling about some jive gloves. What's the matter with you?
Then maybe you need to go kill yourself.
Get off my phone, lady.
Get off your own phone.
You get off my phone.
Maybe you need to go kill yourself. That's a little cold, isn't it? You're having a bad day already.
The white people's going to burn.
There it is. That's the best of customer service right there.
Your wife's in jail. Now this woman wants you to kill yourself? What the hell is that?
Customer service, baby, huh?
You should go kill yourself. Kill yourself. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
You tell him, baby doll. You tell him. What you need to do is kill yourself. Don't make it my problem.
Lost your kid, your car, and your wife's in Joyce.
He wants you to kill
yourself.
Oh, man. Press 3 for more help. Press 4 to kill yourself.
Damn. That's rough. That's ugly. Come on, baby.
Do you have thinning hair? I bet you hate it, don't you? I know I did.
American products are second best. They obviously haven't tried my Auric XL.
Copyright 2002, Infinity Broadcasting, all rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN, Westwood One Entertainment.
The flagship station for New York sports is The Fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York, an Infinity Broadcasting station. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning, 10 o'clock. This is John McCain.
Senator McCain's actually stayed here at the ranch. I know. But the weirdest thing is right after the Republican convention, you know, you think he would show up with a Secret Service detail and a litany of, or not a litany, whatever, of limos and stuff.
Right.
We go out to the front gate, which is about 2.5 miles from the hacienda.
Mm-hmm.
He gets out of a rental car, gets out of a town car by himself, carrying his clothing bag, wearing a T-shirt.
Just like an airport taxi and a bag.
That's what it was. By himself.
I'll be
Like he was going back to the Hanoi Hilton.
Anyway, I love him. Anyway, he'll be on. And then the Flatlanders, Joe Ely, Jimmy Dale Gilmore, and Butch Hancock will be coming in to whip yours and Sid's ass.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not yours, but Sid's.
You know, I know there must be a big country music star coming into the studio because Eddie Scazzeri's walking around the newsroom asking for change of $1.
Let me tell you what I'll do to Eddie. If Eddie pulls, one time Merle Haggard, for Christ's sake, Merle Haggard was in the studio singing. He had his hat turned upside down like you're supposed to. Eddie comes in the studio and puts change in it while Merle was singing.
Yeah.
So then Merle goes to put his hat back on, and all this change falls out. He looks at me and says,
"What in the heck? How'd that get in there?"
You know, those people will kill you, Sid. You know? They're worse than I am.
No, I'm just joking. I love the Flatlanders. I got all their albums. And
you don't have anything.
Listening to them on the way into work this morning, actually. I'm pumped up for Jimmy Lee, Gregory, and the rest of the guys.
Anyway, how are you?
Doing okay.
What's going on with sports?
Well, it's a sad day, actually, in the world of sports. Jack Buck died
actually
last
it is.
night.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
77 years old. And, you know, Joe was, his son Joe was in here, a week ago?
Yeah.
So it is a sad day. Jack is one of the greats. We're actually putting together a nice little tribute to Jack Buck, but it's not ready just yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so we should have that ready hopefully in the next hour.
This better not be Sid.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, I have a little bit of class. I'm not a little bit of couth. So Jack Buck is gone at 77 years old. So.
Sick for a long time, Sid.
He was sick for a long time. Yeah, it wasn't a shock, but nevertheless, when somebody of that ilk passes away, it's still a very, very sad day.
You grew up listening to him, didn't you, Charles?
Since I started in 1954 when he came on. I was 11 years old and started listening to him.
Wow, you're old, Charles.
With my dad sitting on the picnic table in the backyard, Springfield, Missouri.
Really?
And you don't like the Flatlanders? Oh, no, you're going to hell.
Oh, please.
You are going to hell.
Flatlanders are my people. Are you kidding me?
You are going to hell.
I just wonder what happened to poor old Delbert. I wonder what he did.
Yeah, what did happen with that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you mean what happened to Delbert? Nothing happened to Delbert.
No? Et
No.
tu, Imus? Et tu, Imu?
No, the Delbert, Delbert's fine. I love Delbert. I would never abandon Delbert.
No.
Delbert has a new album. I just don't have it, that's all. If I had it, we'd be playing it.
Used to play it a lot and everything.
Yeah, not anymore, no. Flatlanders?
I just played Here Comes I just played I'm With You Friday.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe one time.
Seems like you don't hear him very much anymore.
Not much at all, no. I don't really... No.
What else going on in sports? Let's drop it with the Delbert thing.
Yankees won last night.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Nice job, Charles. Mets lost last night.
Good.
The Red Sox won last night. Red Sox won out in San Diego.
I told you weren't supposed to report any more Mets situations here on the program.
Yes, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that. So I'm suspended now at this point. Which means I'll have to go home and miss the Flatliners. Oh, darn. What am I going to do the rest of my morning now? Just kidding. I really can't wait. And Cleveland, by the way, I know this is big for Charles. Cleveland lost to Florida, and Charles will be happy to know that Darryl Kyle won his 5th game, and St. Louis beat Anaheim, 7-2.
St. Louis tied for first place, aren't they, Charles?
No, they're actually in sole possession of first place because Cincinnati lost to Seattle last night.
Unbelievable.
Yep. Yes.
What happened to Cincinnati?
Well, the pitching caught up to him, my man. They're not all that good, to be quite frank. Ken Griffey back in the lineup. They've got a couple of good young outfielders, but that pitching staff, they shouldn't be competitive with the Cardinals this year. That should be the Cardinals division going away.
Oh.
That reminds me of an old story, by the way, when I talk about the Cardinals of... Remember the days of Red Schoendienst?
Sure.
Sure.
Well, what is it? Was Warner back?
Hey, ever tell you the story about Al Santorini and Maury Wills, I'm in? I'm
Go
just
ahead,
kidding.
son.
No, come on now. That's not right.
Yeah.
And,
of course it is.
And World Cup, of course. Yesterday, right after you went off the air, there was an exciting victory for Korea. They beat the Italians, so that's the end of them. And we get ready to take on Germany on Friday. Big game for the United States as we move closer and closer to the medal rounds.
Thank God.
Yeah.
That would be great.
World Cup soccer right now is the big story. There's really nothing else going on.
Good, fine.
So,
What
that'll
about
be all.
those hearings yesterday on steroids in baseball?
I'm all for steroids in baseball.
In the case of the Mets, bring a truck over there right now.
Bring over about 600 gallons to Mo Vaughn's
It should
locker
be
this morning.
mandatory for the Mets to take steroids. 5 minutes till the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. Christy Musumeci with the Scum Report is going to be up next hour. Then we'll talk with Andrea Mitchell, then Senator John McCain, and then Scott Muni will be in on... I guess Scott's has got some thoughts on Luther Short Pants Watts, right, Charles?
I think so, I mean.
And then the Flatlanders will be in tomorrow. Bob Schieffer, and on Friday, Doris Kearns Goodman. So it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No. It does not.
All Sid left on. I see. Well, whatever. Where's my cowboy hat that Sid had? Did she take it back to the studio?
Nope, still sitting here, I mean.
Somebody sat on it by accident.
Well, that's an heirloom. That'll be going to the museum one of these days.
Right there.
Okay, coming up on 4 till the hour now on the Imus Morning program.
Once upon a time you dressed so fine, you threw the bums a dime in your prime, didn't you? My voice is gone, man. You want to try it again? Imus in the morning.
As you may already be aware, Jaguar recently unveiled the brand new Jag X-Type. With the introduction of this new car, you'll see things you've never seen before in a Jaguar. All-wheel drive, for instance. It's never been available before, and on the X-Type, it's standard. And for the first time in a Jaguar, you'll see front, side, and side curtain airbags. And because the X-Type has a starting price around $30,000, perhaps you'll see something else you've never seen in a Jaguar before. You.
Lease a new Jaguar X-Type 2.5 liter for just $349 per month. 39-month lease requires $1,999 at signing. No security deposit. Taxes, license, and registration fees are not included. Offer ends July 1st, 2002. See retailer for details or call 1-800-4JAGUAR. Jaguar, the art of performance. For exceptional values on the X-Type, visit your Tri-State Jaguar retailer today.
If you're a big fan of New York, you gotta be a fan of Bobby Valentine and Joe Torre and the new Premium Transit Check Metro card.
You know, Joe, when New Yorkers want to have an amazing time, they hop on the number 7 for a game with the Mets.
Now, Bobby, you know when they want to catch a really great show, they take the number 4 to see the Bombers.
Hey, guys, with the new Premium Transit Check Metro card, the world's best fans can now get unlimited rides on New York City Transit subway and local buses. All day, all year long. From Battery Park to the ballpark.
He means to Flushing Meadows.
No, he means the Bronx.
It's your ticket for savings, too. This pre-tax benefit can save you up to $200 or more a year. And if you're a suburban commuter, the Premium Transit Check program can save you up to $400 or more a year. Talk to your employer about Premium Transit Check today.
It's the best way to bring all New Yorkers close together again.
Yeah, except for another all-New York World Series.
For details, call 1-800-331-CHEK or visit PremiumTransitCheck.com.
Because we New Yorkers deserve the best.
You've secured your network and your systems, but what about your internet-enabled applications? Is your email system infested with viruses? Is your customer information protected? Malillo Consulting can help.
Hi, I'm Mark Malillo, president and founder of Malillo Consulting. For 15 years, we've been helping our customers deal with the critical issues of the day and plan for the future. We provide complete solutions in enterprise management, e-business, storage area networking, and mission-critical infrastructure.
Join Hewlett-Packard, Tumbleweed Communications, and Manila Consulting for a free seminar on protecting your business-critical communications. You'll hear from experts, including the New York office of the FBI, discuss the threats your company faces today and how to manage them for tomorrow. Join us at Madison Square Garden on Tuesday, June 25th for this important seminar, followed by a behind-the-scenes tour of the garden. Register today by calling 1-800-TEAM-MJM or visit mjm.com/security. That's 1-800-TEAM-MJM or mjm.com/security.
Jim Sullivan thought he was better than everyone else.
Went around town in his Bentley trying to be a big shot.
But then his wife was rejected by Palm Beach society.
She quickly went from being a wife standing by his side to a problem standing in his way.
Now she's dead, and he's a suspect. Watch Dominic Dunn's Power, Privilege, and Justice. Real-life investigations about people who could buy everything except their innocence. Wednesdays at 10, Eastern and Pacific, only on Court TV. Join the investigation.
Success story from LendingTree.com.
I'm way too busy to get a line of credit right now, so I'm letting LendingTree get one for me. Well, actually, they're getting me 4. See, I fill out one simple form and get 4 offers back within hours. I will eventually have to take a minute to choose one, but that's the fun part anyway.
Visit LendingTree.com or call 1-800-555-TREE. That's 1-800-555-TREE. When banks compete, you win at LendingTree.com. Equal housing opportunity. For additional information and state license disclosures, please visit our website located at LendingTree.com.
Hi, I'm Mr. Moyne. This is WFAN in New York and Infinity Broadcasting Station, and I noticed looking at MSNBC, rather than having a news buddy, we have our friend Fat Rick Sanchez, who I like, but I mean, yeah, there's not anybody going to turn a television on to watch him. Do the news. That Charles is going to also do.
Unless you're one of the Mets.
Unless you play for the Mets or you're a Mets fan. All right, here is Charles. Good morning, Charles.
Morning, I-Man.
How you doing, baby?
Good, baby. How's I-Man doing today?
How you playing?
Doing fine.
Several area airports are now scheduled to get federal security screeners. The Transportation Security Administration has a November 19th deadline to replace private screeners with a federal workforce, and it has begun advertising for federal screeners at Boston Logan, Newark, and Kennedy, as well as Bradley International in Connecticut. Meanwhile, a respected 40-year veteran of the NYPD will oversee federal security at LaGuardia. Transportation Secretary Mineta named Alan Hale to fill the Federal Security Director position created last November as part of the airline security package passed by Congress.
The most important goal is to improve and increase the security so that the terrorists will not affect the public as they're traveling through the airports.
Federal legislation creates a security director at most major U.S. airports, orders the screening of all luggage, and mandates background checks for security guards and others working on aircraft or handling baggage. In April...
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to talk to Bernard, and I didn't push the button all the way down.
All right. In April, William Hall was appointed as the Federal Security Director for Kennedy International. The federal security position at Newark has yet to be filled. A man accused of a racially motivated shooting rampage in a Greenwich Village bar has been denied bail. 34-year-old Stephen Johnson, charged with attempted murder and assault as a hate crime. Police say, looking gaunt and wild-eyed, Johnson was led into court for his arraignment. Said he told him he didn't care how many people he killed. He allegedly shot 3 people and was wounded himself last Sunday at Bar Veloce on 2nd Avenue and 11th Street. He came storming in, carrying 3 handguns, police said, a samurai sword, and a bottle full of kerosene when they got him. Police say he shot 3 people and poured the flammable liquid on a number of others as he shouted remarks about how white people were going to burn tonight. But he was tackled by a couple of women before he could actually ignite anything, if that, in fact, indeed, was his plan. And apparently, according to the cops, that is exactly what he was planning to do.
Well, was there a WNBA game that night?
I don't know, dude.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ice sports, Mets lose, Yankees win.
Why are you reporting the Mets? We don't want to report that. We're not going to report anything they do.
That's in other words,
I guess
that is a blanket. That doesn't just apply to the official sports reporter.
What do you think we should do?
Well, I guess if you're going to have one, it should apply. It should be a blanket application.
What do you think, Bernard?
Well, I think it's a little premature to count them out.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, they were embarrassing the other day, despite the fact that they won. But people want to know. People listening, they want some information.
Well, we'll have to establish policy, I-Man. What's it going to be?
Well, whatever Bernie thinks.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, 3 minutes after the hour.
This is a healthcare update from Hackensack University Medical Center.
Excellent nursing is a key component of healthcare. My guest is Tony Fiore, Executive Vice President for Patient Care. Tony, what has been your consistent philosophy of nursing?
Simply put, our philosophy of nursing is that our magnet nurses make a vital contribution to patient care on a day-to-day basis. Over the years, our organization has been consistently committed to providing a work environment that supports excellence in nursing practice and the ability to recruit.
A stealing invitation to take what's not really ours, to make it through the midnight hours. It's a cheating situation, just a cheap imitation, doing what we have to do when there's no love at home. Imus in the morning.
It's called going away.
Is that the moon I see over there in the west, or just a headlight beam? CNO Express, I know she's gone. Whatever I say, and it won't be long till I make up my mind and go away. Is that the sun coming up on that eastern shore? Just a coal fire glow behind the firebox door. I know she's gone. Whatever I say, and it won't be long till I make up my mind and go away. See that man, he can't hear the whistle, the damn old fool's caught out on the trestle. He can't go forward and he can't go back. The train kept a rolling, brushed him off the track. Other winds may blow, and the storm will rise till I long to go where the fast mail flies. I know she's gone. Whatever I say, and it won't be long till I make up my mind and go away.
About half of the lead cut from the Flatlanders.
All right now.
This is going to be a huge album, Charles. I'm telling you, this is going to be huge. Jimmy Dale Gilmore, Butch Hancock, and Joe Ely here on the Imus Morning Program. It's time for sports, and our old friend Warner Wolf. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, I-Man.
Happy baby. Happy woman. What's going on?
You remember South Korea's An Young-won?
Sure.
He's the guy that scored the winning overtime goal against Italy?
No.
Yes, of course.
All right.
Yeah.
He also plays for the Italian club Perugia. Well, An has been fired by Perugia. Says the owner of the Italian club, I have no intention of paying someone who ruined Italian soccer.
Oh, man.
That'll teach him.
Get out.
Talk about a slap on the wrist, I-Man.
All right.
For throwing behind Roger Clemens behind, baseball fined Sean Estes, who makes about $6 million a year, $750.
All right.
I mean, why bother with the fine?
Don't do that again.
Actually, Estes raised a good point. Why did he get fined? And Clemens was not fined after announcing and hitting Barry Bonds. 48,000 in Denver.
Well, tell Mr. Estes when he's won 5 Cy Young Awards. We'll talk about it. What a jerk. Shut up. And you should have hit the fat bastard. That's
Right.
the first thing.
They should have made
Yeah.
him turn in his panties. His whole collection.
That's exactly right. 4 minutes now till the hour here.
Imus in the morning.
In life, there are
And I got no destination, I'm waving my heart goodbye. I'm walking in the crowd and I'm talking out loud and I'm telling myself don't cry. I'm gonna have to try. Standing in the station, I got no reservation. I'm waving my heart goodbye. I know it's not to blame, but it's leaving just the same, and nobody ever asked it why. Standing in the rain, wondering if the train will stop before the tears will dry. Standing in the station, it's a sad situation. I'm waving my heart goodbye. It's moving down the track and it ain't looking back, and I'm feeling like I could die. A train is made to roam like a heart without a home, and I'm thinking maybe so was I. I wonder, will tomorrow come to hide the sorrow? Will the sun forsake the sky? And Lord, I'd rather not forget what I forgot, but I guess I'm gonna have to try. Standing in the station, I got no destination. I'm waving my heart goodbye. Standing in the station, I'm waving my heart goodbye.
Oh, have mercy.
Flatlanders.
If that's not a hit record, I'll eat this. If that's not a hit record, I'll eat Sid. He's welcome to the program, my brother Fred Imus.
He's looking forward to that. Hey, way to go, Jaime. Rub
that a
my
hit record,
thighs, rub my
Fred?
thighs.
You know, I spent a lot of years working at different country stations and stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually was music director up at a station in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Yeah.
If I'd have got that record in the mail, it would have been the best thing I'd probably heard in the last 10 years. I'd have been so excited because that is a hit record.
Oh, my God. This is unbelievable.
Sid, you are a
I
soulless
guarantee you
bastard.
that's a hit record. You know, some things you're just absolutely sure about. I'm absolutely sure that that's a hit record.
I'm positive.
That's
Sid,
one of
what
the
would
best
you...
things I've heard, and I haven't heard anything like that in at least 20 years.
What would you do, Sid? What would you do if that's not a hit record? If that is a hit record?
Yes, Sid.
Well, I mean, there's no way that's going to be a hit record.
What would you do if
Sid,
it
what are you
is?
going to do?
I mean, I thought it was bad the first 7 times. It was actually worse the 8th.
Well, then you must be willing to put something on the line.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I've done it before. I'll put anything on the line. There's no way that's a hit record. That is some of the worst music
Okay.
I've ever heard in my life.
If that record, if either the Flatlanders album Now Again,
right,
or that record,
yep,
gets on the country charts,
yep, you name it, I'll do anything.
Okay, you have to dress up like Dale Evans.
Which he probably does on the weekends anyway.
Which you will be doing this weekend with Al Shannon.
That's a deal. I'll do it. That's how sure I am that that album is going absolutely nowhere.
Okay, you dress up like Dale Evans, and what does he have to do, Charlie? You have to dress up like Dale Evans, and you have to sing. You have to learn and sing Gene Autry's Back in the Saddle Again.
You got it.
Excellent.
Done deal.
Perfect.
And accompanied by, if Larry Campbell's in town or somebody, we'll get Larry Campbell to come in and actually accompany you.
Okay, but here's the next question. If the album's a bomb, like it's going to be, because it's horrendous, what are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Dress up in a cowboy hat and stay at the ranch?
I'll donate.
What are you going to do?
If that album is not if that album doesn't get on the country charts, and that record, Waving My Heart Goodbye, is
Wait
not
a
a hit
second.
record, I will donate $10,000 to any charity you name.
No,
What?
you come in and do the show shirtless.
Come
I
on.
will actually have sex with a goat on camera.
Again?
Oh, please.
Listen, we have to think of something that...
Hey, Bernie, why don't you butt out, you bald-headed stooge? I'm trying to be nice to you this morning because your kids are there.
Well, listen, let's get some serious stakes going here.
Yeah,
What's $10,000?
That's nothing.
That's like me throwing $1 to a
No.
bum
See,
in it.
that's a chump position. Simply because I have the money doesn't mean it's not $10,000. Is that right, Charles?
But it's still more
gotta
fun
be.
if you do something.
Yeah,
Why not? That's what I'll do. I'll write you a check. How about that, you little
Gotta be
red-headed
something
peckerneck?
humiliating.
Yes.
Sid's going to be humiliated.
That's not even
The
fair.
Iron Man has to be humiliated.
It's not fair.
No, I'm not. Why do I have to be humiliated?
Well, I mean, the stakes
I've
are
been
going to be
playing
equal.
this stuff.
The stakes are going to be equal.
Got to be equal. It's only fair.
Well, guess what? It's not going to be equal.
Right. So shut up, Sid.
It means he doesn't have faith in his bet. That's all.
Well, then I
Bernie
might...
and Lou have a very good point. I'm just not going to subscribe to it, that's all.
Well,
Shirtless.
Bernie and... I'd be happy to do that. Bernie and Lou are right. I'm not going to do it. Now what?
I think you should. I think that's the bet. I'll come in as...
No, that's not... Well, okay.
You come in with the cowboy hat and underwear, and that's it.
I'm just not going to do that.
Now, why should we be
No.
proud?
If that record, if the Flatlanders record is not a hit record, then you're going to dress up like Dale Evans and sing Back in the Saddle again, and that's the end of it. I'm not going to do anything.
By the way, in the 80s, the Iron Man used to come in with a cowboy hat and just underwear.
He's going to work in a bathrobe.
He just didn't know it.
Hey, Charles, you get a blanket over here, please?
You know, Chuck, I don't have
13
any
after
pants
the hour.
on or anything. What happened?
You really are a soulless bastard. And you're going to go up there and get all googly-eyed and damp over Cher and what's that other babe's name?
Cyndi Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
Jimmy Dale Gilmore and Joe Eli and those people are Butch. Those people are geniuses, Sid.
They're the absolute worst. I'm serious. I've been listening the last couple of days, and I've tried to take something positive out of the whole thing, and I just can't. They're horrendous. They're awful. There's not one decent song you've played yet.
Charles, can't you come to their defense here?
He hates them more than I do.
No, he doesn't hate. Do you, Charles?
Absolutely not.
In confidence, he told me they stink.
Oh, you know better than that.
I'm telling you.
You're a lion scum.
Ask Chernoff what he thinks. He doesn't like him.
Everybody here, I mean, it's
Well, no, Chernoff doesn't like him.
No.
Chernoff wants to hear, some more Jethro Tull.
It's a New York prejudice.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Well,
against the people who make up the guts of this country.
The Flatlanders.
Which would be people in New York, incidentally.
Bernie hates him, too. Hates him. Lou hates
him, Bernie?
No, I don't hate him.
No, he doesn't hate him.
I don't despise them. I just, I'd rather not hear him right now, but... I mean, Friday night after a couple of pops, I could, line dance to it maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
By then it'll sound like Zeppelin.
Man, you people are so... And we went through the same thing with the Dixie Chicks, didn't we? Didn't we?
Yes. Yes, we did.
How much did y'all ridicule me about the Dixie Chicks?
You took some heat.
I took some big-time heat.
Even though they've become a success, we still don't want to hear them.
You've got the magic touch. It makes me glow so much. It casts a spell. It rings a bell. The magic touch. I'm a in the morning.
Showtime presents a powerful new original series.
You were busted under the Kingpin statue.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway, finish, Charles, and we'll get to the NASCAR deal.
New poll indicates American Catholics want church leaders to take a hard line on priests and bishops involved in the sex abuse scandal.
Right.
USA Today, Zogby poll says most also want the Pope to discipline bishops who permit abusers to remain in positions that allow them to abuse minors.
The NASCAR report is sponsored by Cross, sponsors of Rusty Wallace's number 2 car, and by your Tri-State Dodge dealers. Get somewhere, grab life by the horns, Dodge. And here now, filling in for Darrell Waltrip is my brother, Fred Imus. Good morning, Fred.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
If Darrell knew this, he would...
The problem with me filling in for Darrell is we weren't able to negotiate any financial infusion towards me before I just got blindsided with filling in for him,
Well, we don't pay him.
Yeah, but he gets paid. Dodge pays him, and Cross Pins pays him.
Well.
And I don't want a couple of pins or tickets to a NASCAR race. I need some cash.
That's something you're going to have to take up with Darrell, wouldn't you think, Charles?
I would believe that it would have to be between the two principals, and they constitute that.
Maybe he could give you his shoes as long as he's not using them.
Hey, or his sister. Well, I know he's using her.
No. Well, that wasn't necessary.
I have a 71 Dodge Charger SE, 383 Magnum with a factory 4-speed. SE's never they had to be special order to come with a factory 4-speed. It's got positive traction. Maybe Dodge would like to buy that, and then I'd just forget about bringing anything up with Darrell.
Why would Dodge want to buy it?
Well, it's put in their collection.
No, they don't want to buy it.
Can you get them on the phone and at least let's get a yes or a no?
Well, let me speak for them. No, we don't want it. Now, what's your report here?
Well, they're racing in California, that's Sonoma.
Oh, okay.
That's a road course.
Right.
Jeff Gordon will win that race because he's from California. He's run that course a lot of times. He'd definitely win that.
When you say what does a road course mean?
Just it's not an oval or a, it's like a road,
It's a road course with 10 turns.
Yeah, it's got all these turns and stuff. They don't actually go all that fast on them, by the way.
Be like racing around the ranch here or something.
Right, exactly.
By the way, it is the NASCAR Dodge Save Mart 350.
Yeah.
Maybe a Dodge will win there. Jeff Gordon, of course, doesn't drive a Dodge. He drives a... No, what he drives? What does he drive?
He drives a Chevrolet.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Of course, not near as good as a Dodge.
No, of course not.
Not even as good as this 71 Dodge Charger that I own. It's not even as Chevrolets aren't even as good as that car.
So he probably won't win. Sterling Marlin may win.
Oh, I would point out that General Motors gave us 3 Suburbans. So
he could win.
Although I'm just talking about their race cars. I'm not talking about one of the greatest vehicles ever made with the Chevrolet Suburban. By the way, they are a great vehicle.
All right, Fred, thank you for that fine report.
Let me thank... hey, I got a bit of sad news to report, actually.
Okay.
You know that fire up in Arizona?
Yes.
Near Sholo and Heber?
Right.
Well, Donnie's mother, which would be my ex-wife,
right,
her damn home burnt down.
Good.
Got in a fire. So when something kind of hits that close, you just realize how horrible these fires are.
It serves them right for building a place up there next to the trees.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. God.
My problem was she wasn't in it. But...
That'll be fine, Fred. Jesus, God. Fred Imus with the NASCAR report. Thanks, Fred.
All right,
Here's Christy Musumeci now with this. God almighty. Well, now, and they're going from him to Christy. Here. Good morning, Christy.
Such a sensitive guy, your brother.
Yeah.
Well, it has not been a good week for the Clinton haters, I-Man. First, earlier this week,
that would be Charles Bernard and me.
Yes.
Yeah,
the diminutive, beady-eyed left-wing former spinmeister for the Clinton administration, George Stephanopoulos, officially named the host of This Week on ABC.
We might want to be a little kinder to George.
Why would that be?
Well, because about every 3 months I get a check for $5,000 from him for the ranch. No, he's a beady-eyed little liberal weasel.
Like he's not going to tilt the dues.
Yeah.
Father Shanley's never going to touch another little boy.
Let's hope he doesn't. So we have high hopes for him, but
we will see.
So far we have not been encouraged, have we, Charles?
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, so...
And the Justice Department announced yesterday it has ended its investigation into whether Hillary Clinton arranged for her husband, then President Bill, to give clemency to 4 convicted religious Jewish leaders in exchange for getting their upstate New York enclave to vote for Hillary for Senate, which they did, by the way, 1,400 to 12, while all the other surrounding Hasidic communities voted overwhelmingly for Lazio, her Republican opponent. Let's see here. Murder, rape, obstruction of justice, perjury, government corruption, election tampering. These people have gotten away with more crimes than O.J. Simpson, for God's sake.
Are you going to be on MSNBC this weekend?
Yes, I am, Saturday and Sunday.
What times are you going to be on?
3 to 4.
Eastern time?
Yes. And I know that you're going to be sitting right in front of the television with the popcorn ready to go.
No, I will be driving children and their parents to the airport in Albuquerque is what I'll be doing, and then picking them up.
Okay. Well, you can tape it. And Hillary did bring home their new dog for Father's Day. This chocolate lab arrived in Chappaqua just in time for Father's Day, and so far, the mutt is still alive. They've named this dog Seamus, though considering their last 2 dogs died under suspicious circumstances, they should have named this one Vince or Ron, as in Vince Foster, Ron Brown.
It's not the Howard Stern show. You don't have to explain the jokes.
Although, when you think about it, Seamus is a pretty appropriate name, since that's what Clinton did. And it's spelled S-E-A-M-U-S. When I saw it first, I thought it was semen, but...
I'm sure you did.
And Forbes is...
I lost Jerry Nachman's... Oh, no, here it is. Okay, go ahead.
How about BJ?
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Ted Kennedy named his dog a water rat.
Splash.
Splash. What's wrong with these guys?
I don't know. Forbes is out with its most powerful celeb list, as Sid was talking about. Guess who the number one person is, man?
And what again now? I was thinking about something
Forbes' most powerful celebrity list.
Number one.
Guess
number
who it
one?
is?
An actor?
Yes. Well, no. Well, sort of. A pop chart.
I don't have any idea.
Britney Spears.
Okay.
Britney Spears. And the I-Man isn't even on this list.
I'll be darned.
I don't get that. Let me read you some of these folks.
Because
though.
I'm apparently not very powerful. So I guess I would explain that.
Well, Madonna's number 4. Mariah Carey's 7. Bill Clinton, we were just talking about, 18. Rosie O'Donnell, 32. Rush Limbaugh, 40. Howard Stern, 45. Mary Higgins Clark is on this list, 47.
Rush and Howard on there, and I'm not?
I don't understand. Wait, wait till you hear this one. Ashley Banfield is on the list, 94.
Good Lord.
That is very
well,
strange.
this is just this is
bogus list.
This is another humiliating moment for me, isn't it? God Almighty.
Katie Couric, 71.
Oh God,
and
please.
Regis, number 73. And in a very interesting position, I might add, Jack Welch at 69.
Christy Musumeci here on the Imus Morning program with the Scum Report. Jerry Nachman, who's the Vice President Editor-in-Chief of MSNBC, wrote a letter to Leonard Downey Jr., who is the Executive Editor of the Washington Post, and to Walter Isaacson, who is running CNN now, the little midget who was over there at Time Magazine. That's not necessarily as an Imus midget. But he is, and here is what he is, the gist of Mr. Nachman's letter, is that it irritates him that Howard Kurtz, who works for CNN and gets a paycheck from CNN, appears on CNN hammering Fox and MSNBC, and appeared on the Imus in the Morning program joking about MSNBC without ever pointing out that he takes money from CNN. Well, here's what happened when he was on this program.
Yes, they are there. MSNBC is going to go with, Chris Matthews, Alan Keyes, Phil Donahue, in an effort to live up to that lofty title of America's News Channel. I thought the Brian Williams newscast, I'm surprised the numbers were so low, about 320,000 average. I thought it was pretty good because he had an hour and he did longer interviews with newsmakers. But, obviously network TV, the one that lots of people really watch, is the big enchilada here. But when he is filled in for Rokon, as he's done, innumerable times, I thought he's done a pretty good job. But I guess part of the ritual of passage here is that everybody gets to snipe at you until you and see if your self-esteem holds up.
Do you still have your show at CNN?
Thanks for noticing. Yes, I do. In fact,
then why though? So that explains why you've just got the sledgehammer out on these poor bastards at MSNBC. You're killing them.
I criticize CNN too. In fact, we had Frank Rich and your other favorite guest, Laura Ingraham, on this week.
Maybe Mr. Nachman should. No, Jerry, you fat little weasel. Howard didn't put it up, but I did. God, irritating. So you spend more time straightening out the channel than writing stupid letters to Leonard Downey and Walter Isaacson.
Let's get us some news buddies in here instead of a bunch of geeks.
Instead of those, we're sick of the fat Cuban. I like the guy, but get him out of there. Go get on a raft somewhere and get out of here.
Wait a minute. He's our guy.
Well, I know he's our guy, but come on, Rick Sanchez. We love Rick, but we're sick of him.
Dodge presents the National. Was 1976 Atlanta Braves.
No. The person you have to dress up like, if the Flatlanders now again makes the country charts, and if Waving My Heart Goodbye is not a hit record, country record.
That Dale Evans.
That Dale Evans.
Oh, that Dale Evans. He was a performer. He was a...
Sid?
Yeah.
She was Roy Rogers' wife.
No.
You know who Roy Rogers?
Yeah, he owns all those burger shops on the Garden State. Isn't that him?
Here's the deal, Sid.
Yeah.
If Now Again by the Flatlanders...
Now Again.
Doesn't get on the country charts.
When you say the country charts, I mean, what number are you talking about?
Well, whatever.
No. That's like...
Hundreds of records released.
Yeah, but if it's number 98, it's not exactly a hit. I'm talking top 10.
All right, top 10.
Top 10, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's fair. I'll dress up like Minnie Pearl.
You will?
How do you tell the difference?
Oh, you'll have
right there.
What's grand, but there's no love about
Governor Jim McGreevey as he talks about finding answers to New Jersey's fiscal...
The second half. They are late now in the second half. It is 1-0 Germany over the United States.
They're 45-minute halves, right?
66 minutes?
66th minute of the second half.
Okay, but so they're counting the whole 90 minutes, right?
Right, yeah.
Yes. You're the sportscaster, Sid. Do you have any clue here?
This is soccer, man. This
Well, I
is
understand
soccer.
that, but I mean, a lot of people are interested.
No, I'm interested. I want the United States to win, but I can't tell you the specifics of the game, like how many minutes they play in each half. I have no idea. All I know is this.
This is a big day. Come on.
Well, we're losing 1-0 right now.
Got 24 minutes.
Have to play.
All right, so game's not over yet. Hey, man, by the way, make sure when you go next week and you appear on Larry King that you take that Flatlander CD with you. Try to get a couple of tunes in there also while you're at it. Larry, you'll love him. What do you think?
Well, he may not. He's from Brooklyn.
Oh,
He's a
you call
Jew.
this music, Imus?
He might be. I think Larry leans a little bit more toward Charo and Tony Bennett.
Lawrence Welk.
Flatlanders, you're on
I don't think he's into Jimmy Dale Gilmore and Willie Nelson and the late Waylon Jennings and Dwight Yoakam and Delbert McClinton. I just don't think.
I don't think so either.
I haven't seen Delbert on Larry's show yet, but
No.
I've encouraged Larry to try to book him, but he's so far he has resisted my entrees here.
Joey Lee, you're on the phone.
Hello, Austin.
Hello. Special guest for you, I-Man. Butch, whatever his name is. What are you guys playing, mandolins? What is that instrument there? All right, more with the I-Man, your calls.
Pretty good, Lou.
Talking on the phone is not my speed. Don't send me no letter.